するりと勝ちが抜けていったか、まだ分かりません。
3分ありますんでね、
はい、
いくらでも決めるチャンスありますんで。
ミドルをキャッチした。いや、完全にキャッチできていない。
田中選手、ちょっと決まりですか。
ついていかれました。これはダメです。抜けます。左のカウンター。やるか右。アザルラ。
The older I get, the more I realize that martial arts was never really about fighting. It was all about survival, transformation, and finding peace inside chaos. When I was young, sport was my life. I was a school athletics champion, a karate champion, obsessed with pushing myself further every single day. Competition gave me purpose. Movement gave me identity. But then everything changed. I suffered a severe leg injury, and the doctors told me something that I could never accept. You'll never do sports again. At that age, hearing those words felt like death. But something inside of me refused to believe it. So while my body was broken, my mind began to change. I discovered visualization, positive thinking, goal setting. Every day I would imagine myself healthy again, moving again, and fighting again. And I made a promise to myself and to my family that one day I will fight in Japan. At the time it sounded impossible, but impossible things became the foundation of my life. Years later, that vision became reality, and I became a professional shoot fighter in Japan. The country that I had dreamed about became my second home. Japan changed me deeply, not just through fighting, but through Budo, discipline, humility, respect, and spirit. I lived that life fully. The training was brutal, the pressure was intense, but I loved it. I fought, I coached, I immersed myself in the Japanese martial arts world. But eventually, the intensity caught up with me. After years of pushing myself beyond my limits, I suffered from nervous exhaustion. Physically, I was strong. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I was depleted. And once again, life forced me into transformation. This time, the battle wasn't in the ring. It was inside myself. That period led me towards meditation, mindfulness, breathing practices, nervous system regulation, energetics, and deeper internal study. I began studying stillness with the same intensity I once studied combat. And slowly, I started rebuilding myself from the inside out. Eventually, I retired from the fight world as a competitor, but I never left the martial path. Instead, I dedicated myself to coaching and managing fighters who dreamed of competing in Japan, just like I did. Over the years, I supplied fighters to legendary Japanese promotions like Rings, Shoot Boxing, Pancrase, The Outsider, ZST, and Kudo. Watching my students walk the same path I once walked became one of the greatest honors of my life. I then founded the Combat Budo organization, a vision that brought together traditional martial arts, modern combatives, mixed martial arts, and the deeper philosophy of Budo. Not just techniques, but character, mindset, spirit. The journey also brought me into contact with incredible Japanese masters and teachers. After completing my Uchideshi at the Maida Dojo in Yokohama, my understanding of Budo deepened even further. I was awarded black belts in Japan by Takashi Azuma, the founder of Daidojo Kokudo, and by Daishihan Aso, the founder of Submission Arts Wrestling and Budo Jiu-Jitsu. I would even travel from Japan to Holland to spend time with the legendary Kaicho John Bloomin. We had long conversations, stories about old Japan, warrior culture, Budo, and life. Those moments became priceless to me. Over time, my path evolved again. I stepped away from the noise of the fight world and built a forest dojo, a place of stillness. There I practiced daily meditation, cold water therapy, Japanese swordsmanship, breath work, and Zen mindfulness. After decades of combat, I finally began understanding peace. And today, I teach meditation, Budo, combat energetics, and intentional living. Through the SSJ Dojo, I continue teaching self-defense, martial arts, and shoot boxing in the UK and internationally online. I also run retreats and camps focused on meditation, relaxation, recovery, and intentional rest. Because true strength isn't just about fighting, it's about balance. It's about learning when to push and also when to let go. When I look back now, from the injured young athlete to a fighting professional in Japan and coaching fighters, from studying meditation and energetics in the Forest Dojo, I realize it was never just one journey. It was many lives inside one life. And honestly, I'm still learning, still growing, still walking the path. And to everyone who has supported me, trained with me, traveled with me, learned from me, or simply listened to my story, I thank you. It's been a journey, and the journey continues.